So I would say ROAS is certainly the metric that most UA managers in today's world focus on. And so it kind of shifted from, CPI versus LTV about, let's say 3-4 years ago. And then with machine learning based algorithms and the ability to target more specifically against value in events and games, then kind of the metric shifted more towards ROAS. Now, with the current world and where we're headed, will it remain ROAS? I'm not sure, but in terms of the current set of metrics that most UA managers look at, I would say it's payback period, ROAS, and install volume against different channels. And then I would say one other thing to think about beyond that would be usually the other metrics that UA managers should focus on are early indication metrics, basically meaning that, ROAS can take you a while, especially for like those longer ARPU games to recover. And so, for example, usually there'll be some type of ratio, some kind of proxy early metric that would tell you how well your UA campaigns are doing so that you can adjust your budget earlier rather than having to wait to see how well a UA campaign does over the lifetime of the monetization of your player, because your ARPU profile may grow over a long period of time. And so to that end, you might see some metrics like D7 relative to D30 ROAS, that ratio, or D7 to LTV. In some cases, and this is situational, it kind of depends on the game and the specific genre and things like that, but you might even be able to look earlier, like at D3 versus D30, or the ratios will differ depending on the kind of game and the situation that you're in. But long story short, ROAS is still very important. The install volume that you can get, because ultimately you're trying to drive towards certain profitability or revenue targets, and then the payback period in terms of like how long do you have to wait before you can break even on your users. And then from there, like some proxy to tell you how to adjust your budgets earlier rather than having to wait for a very long time.